Janelle, thank you for sitting down and talking with
No
me.
problem.
I think the last time we talked was about 2 years ago.
Yes.
At that time, you were coming back, you were getting over an injury, and you were working yourself back into contested space.
Yes, I was. Contested space is such a challenge of contesting space, yes.
Well, you know what? It's funny. You say that, but you know, it was the work itself is brilliant, and it suits dance theater. Donald Bird's piece suits dance theater so well, and to see the company have that they've grown into the work is really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, contested space was hard for me because the company had already been performing it for about 2 years then, so I was the only new member in the company. So I did have a lot of catching up to do, and then I got injured. So yeah, there was a lot going on with that. But I'm really excited to. We're actually not doing contested space in the New York season, but I will get the opportunity to have that competitive energy in this space with Agon. So I think having this company have two ballets that are so different but about the same type of thing, which is competition. Agon is a dance based off of competition, and so is contested space. I think it's really really awesome, and it just does something to the space itself. I think when you have two or however many dancers on stage or in the studio with the intention of trying to one up the other, it automatically just brings out this really daring thing that you don't get to see that often when you're just out there performing for yourself or for the audience. So Contested Space, Agon is going to be such a treat. We get to do this again after premiering it in our first New York season. So I'm really just excited to be daring like that. So yeah.
Now, what if I had to ask you, what role are you really looking forward to? Has been a challenge for you. Really it suits you. What would you say for this season?
What role really suits me this season? I'd say that would have to be in Coming Together, our new Nacho Duato ballet. I get to be the jazzerina girl. She wears this Swan Lake bodice and jazz shoes. So I'm excited to be off point a little bit for the season. That's going to be fun. But basically, it's me. I'm in a podicot with 3 other men. And I just feel surrounded by testosterone, but this really like strong and central feminine energy. So I think that's just I think it's really fitting for me personally because I've always wanted to be a male dancer. Like I've always wanted to do double tours and just be strong like the men. I've always wanted to do that. So I get a chance to do the Grand Allegro and be big and dominant like that. So I'm really excited to do that. But still feminine and swan-like when it's appropriate.
The thing I noticed about you from season to season is that you could be an actress. And that's a good thing because there's some ballerinas who are technical and very precise and cold. And there are other people who tend to work very well when they're in a role. And not to say that you don't work well when there's things that are just technical and precise, but you really, a role really suits you.
Yeah, I love when I have a specific task like that. When we were working on Pass Carry Forward, that was really essential to that process anyway. It was about the Harlem Renaissance. And
I thought they did a wonderful job casting.
Yeah. We had a drunk girl, like myself, going on this migration.
And not to cut you off, but I could see in that part, you developed a role because you went from someone who was in this small environment who was making a big change and how you adapted to the change. It was I could follow your character throughout.
Yeah, that was almost more challenging than the actual dance is to have that character development. I remember just working with Virginia and my various partners in this ballet, but she was just really nitpicking how we gestured to one another or how much time we gave to a certain moment, So it's really interesting trying to act and portray a role like that. You have to be a little bit bigger than yourself, but also simply, I think what helps me and my main tool is just having an active imagination. I think that a lot of dancers get so serious and forget that we're trying to convey something, and we can have fun in that, and we can have a youthful imagination, and that's going to just bring so much more color to our movement and to our dancing, and people are going to respond so much more to that, and they'll have an imagination with you. You've got to bring everyone together.
Well, they do want to. You go to
Yeah.
the theater and you sit in the dark too.
Yeah, you're sitting in the dark, you know, you're sitting in the dark. It's like you're in this really ominous place, you know, so, and I feel that too. When I'm on stage, I'm looking out into the darkness. You know, we're both in this really unknown space. So I myself feel that space with whatever I'm creating in my mind. I just try to bring that to life and make you see it. You know, so that you're enjoying yourself out there in the dark. You know?
Yes, no, I do know. I got the pleasure to work with your sister, Dion. And I know Samantha. There's three Figgins girls.
There's four of us actually.
Really?
Yeah, I have another sister. Yeah.
But in working with Dion and seeing her, she was. Do you remember her in the company when she
Yes.
because she was in the Dance Theatre of Harlem before it went on the hiatus.
Yes, she was. She was a soloist with the company before the hiatus, and yeah, I mean, Dance Theatre of Harlem was the first company that I saw perform really. And I remember specifically, I think they were coming back from China, and she brought all of the company to our house, and so me and my little sister were just like looking at all these dancers that looked very familiar. Not that I've met them before, but they just look like me, you know. So yeah, it was really, really awesome just growing up around Dance Theatre of Harlem. And then I ended up being in the residency programs and summer intensives. So my sister bringing that into my life, I mean, that's her life essentially, but me being able to see that, I think that just informed my entire experience. Just being able to see my sister coming home from China and Europe, that's when I realized that this is a real career that I can really go places with. That's when the logical things about dance came to be. And then also just seeing how passionate she was and seeing where it took her. Because now she's on Broadway, you know, now she's singing and acting. She has a totally different understanding of herself. And I think that's just beautiful to watch her progression. So I'm very inspired by that. And I hope that my career is as vast and eclectic and as hers.
One of the things that we did talk about during that interview 2 years ago, was you had, I'll never forget, you had a myriad of projects that you were working on that had nothing to do with performing. You were going to produce, and you were going to create, and you were going to inspire, and you were going to teach, and you were going to save the whole world through dance.
Yeah, that's still a goal. I mean, since then I've had a lot of opportunity to teach. I've done a few master classes and workshops over the last few years. I've started choreographing more recently, and I think doing those things, or just actually really investigating the things that you're interested in, is going to inform everything you do anyway. So all of the work that I've been doing outside of the company definitely makes this job a lot easier. I feel when I teach, I'm reminding myself of things constantly. And when I choreograph, I'm just putting a little bit more joy into my life, period. But I'm, constantly like working on projects and things. I'm like in the process of writing grants right now. But I just want to do a lot. I want to do a lot of different things in a short amount of time. Sometimes I want them to happen sooner than later, but I have to be patient. You know, this career is something that you should definitely put all of yourself into while you're young, you know. So I'm doing that, but I'm very anxious to just start creating and contributing to this like art field that supported me. I want a voice. I want to help people to have a voice. I want to collaborate and unify and the whole motley of things. Is just, there's so much art to happen, and I think that I can contribute something really great to it.
Well, you know, I'm waiting for all this to
unfold.
Well, no, yes, it's wonderful to see that much exuberance, and so that'll be our next interview.
Yes, I look forward to that one.
And so much continued success, and I can't wait to see you in the season.
Thank you. I'm excited for you to dance for you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that one's for you.